Hello friends, and welcome to day 11 of my 30-day video blogging challenge. Today we're going to go right into our reading actually. There's a lot of beautiful reflections that I'd love to share with you in terms of life updates, and I've been hearing some great feedback from folks who really love the reading. And so if you're here today, so we're going to rather reorganize things and resequence things a little bit. If you're here today and however way you ended up landing here, this reading is for you. And what we normally do is read a card from this incredible deck called the Starseed Oracle deck. If you haven't taken a look at this, please don't worry, I don't get paid or anything from people buying this deck, but this is a really powerful deck. So we're going to get started. We're going to jump right in. Okay, here we go. Did the deck properly. Here we go. We're going to shuffle these cards. The card that I picked is You're Not Everyone. Embrace your weirdness, face your true north. Again, however way you tripped over this on your YouTube scrolling, or maybe you clicked on a link somewhere, this message is for you. Here we go. Let's have our reading. You're not everyone. Embrace your weirdness. Face your true north. The world is filled with people who, no matter what you do, just won't like you. But it's also filled with those who will love you fiercely. They are your people. You're not for everyone, and that's okay. Talk to the people who can hear you. Don't waste your precious time and gifts trying to convince others of your value. They won't ever want what you're selling. Don't try to convince them to walk alongside you. You'll be wasting both your time and theirs, and they will likely inflict unnecessary wounds that will take precious time to heal. You're not for them, and they're not for you. You're not for them, and they're not for you. Politely wave them on and continue on your way. Sharing your path with someone is a sacred gift. Don't cheapen it by rolling yours in the wrong direction. Keep facing your true north. Pulling this card means you're being called to embrace your uniqueness, to own your weirdness, to let the world see who you really are, to reveal your multifaceted, multidimensional nature. Not to dim your light according to who is in your presence, to own all parts of yourself so that your people, the ones who are the same kind of weird as you, can recognize you when your paths cross. Starseed Soul Inquiry. How can you embrace your weirdness and not care so much about what other people think? Wow. What an amazing card this is. And that's for you, my friend, whoever it is that you are and however way you tripped over this message. So what I wanted to share in terms of life reflections is that is such a true card. And I see it playing out and further affirmation of its element at work in my life. Most recently, about a week ago, through the organization that I work with called the Ever Forward Club, we were tabling a booth at an event, community health fair, about a week ago. And I love meeting people. I love asking them questions about their journey. I love discovering what's important to them. And I love looking for constructive, collaborative ways that we can mutually help each other. And so as I was walking across from booth to booth, I came across, again, this people sometimes just shine and they provide this incredible aura. So there's this person there's a yoga studio that was a booth, and there was a person behind there who happens to be the owner of that yoga studio. And as we started to connect and exchange contact information, I shared with her about one of my previous lifetimes, this life, but a chapter in my life, where I was a co-manager of a yoga studio. And I know those growing pains, and I used to lead meditation classes, and now that has evolved into doing hypnotherapy work or somatic healing in various ways with clients. As I was sharing with her about all these different things, we started to connect. Incidentally, that turned into an opportunity where the organization that hosted this community fair called Davis Street, they were having their year-end gala, which occurred just last night. And it was incredible, friends. So this organization, Davis Street, has been around for 30 plus years, started in the back room of a church where they just gifted away food to people. And the people who are volunteering, so passionate about that now, 35 years later, has resulted in a clinic, services for housing, services for basic needs, clothing, food, shelter, and medical care, as I mentioned, along with professional development services. It's a full-blown, incredible community nonprofit. So we were all invited. She mentioned that she had 4 seats available at this gala. apparently you had to pay a certain amount even to have a seat at this gala or donate a certain amount. And she took care of all of that and had these extra 4 seats. So I had gone, and due to the blessing in some ways that none of my coworkers being available, I invited 2 of my dear friends, and they just had such a blast. I began to discover throughout the evening her and her partner were sponsors of this event, which just blew my mind. And I was like, wow, to be in a position in life where you have this capacity that you are giving and contributing from an overflowing cup because you made certain proper decisions early on in your life. I have a lot of respect for that. And I have a lot of admiration for that, because that's the trajectory and path and that future that I want to create and that I'm on. And we're sitting at this table, friends. You wouldn't believe it. At this table ends up being the mayor of this town, which is San Leandro, literally sitting 2 seats away from us, and the current president of this nonprofit and his wife that were sitting right across the table from us. And I had an opportunity to meet both of them. What was so incidental is that one of my friends who actually lives in that town, the mayor had asked her, where are you from, where do you live? And she said, I live in the same town. And I love this mayor. Yeah, just incredible commitment to service. I'll give him a shout out. Mayor Juan Gonzalez III of San Leandro. The first question that he asked my friend was, what is the top issue or challenge that you're facing in your town? And because I have really outspoken friends who are committed to self-expression and living vulnerable, authentic lives, she shared with him very specifically about some of the things that had kind of been on her mind, or some of the opportunities she saw that could be addressed. And my friend is a mother of 2 boys who are one in their early 20s, one in their late 20s. So she began to share with Mayor Gonzalez about everything that she saw. What he did, he pulled over one of the colleagues and said, you have to connect with her. And then she invited Diana to connect with him the following morning. Said, give me a call tomorrow before a certain time and let's see who we can put you in touch with, what department, so then this way we can help you overcome this particular challenge or these issues that you are seeing and perceiving as a long-term resident of this town of San Leandro. So it's just absolutely amazing. And then what I also found really inspirational, and I also felt compelled to make a donation. It was a stretch of a pledge to provide, and it was just led by inspiration. But what I was also really blown away by is the different members of the community that were at this gala, people who had been in the community service space for 10, 20, 30 years and had developed conscious partnerships with their partner who are also committed to service, and who had brought up really healthy, humble, and community service-oriented children. And for something, and again, sharing vulnerably for those of you who might be listening, is I aspire to be a conscious partner to someone, and I aspire to be the best dad that I could be, and the most available father that I could be for both my partner, her family, and also our future family, as well as, of course, my parents. So that's where the hustle for me right now is. And I just have so much respect for people who have walked that path and do so with such humility, coupled with such tremendous capacity. So that's a little bit about what's been happening on my end. Another beautiful reflection is earlier that day, we as a team had the opportunity to lead a workshop to 1,200 high school students, which is up here in Marin County. And it was 4 groups of 300 youth. And that was amazing to plant the seeds in them that we all wear these masks, and to normalize that there are these things that we allow people to see, and that there are these aspects of ourselves that we usually don't allow people to see. And that's okay. But through our signature framework activity and process, we're able to unearth all of that in terms of what's happening with each other and youth and young and adults in an anonymous and data-driven way. If you want to learn more about how we do that, I'm going to put a link in the description, and feel free to connect or drop me an email. I would love to figure out, or would love to collaborate with you to see how we can best serve you and the communities that you love and care about. So with that, today's vlog is complete, and as customarily at the end of every video blog, I love to share a prayer. So I invite you to close your eyes for a moment. Take a deep breath in and release. And just wherever you are, just notice your sensations. Notice where your hands are resting, Notice how your feet are planted on the ground. And this meditation, this prayer, is to call in the consciousness of Ganesh, the consciousness that brings us into our power, integrates our power, and grounds us in our deepest, truest, vulnerable, most authentic desires. I'm going to chant this 3 times, and I invite you to just allow the vibrations to move through you. And I'll begin. Om Gananam Tva Ganapatigum Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashravasthamam Jeshtharagjam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Ana Shunvannotipe Sedasadhanam Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Gananam Tva Ganapatigum Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashravasthamam Jeshtharagjam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Ana Shunvannotipe Sedasadhanam Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Gananam Tva Ganapatigum Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashravasthamam Jeshtharagjam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Ana Shunvannotipe Sedasadhanam Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, guides, angels, ancestors, and ascended masters. May they guide you on your path that feels most aligned to your highest, deepest intentions. Thank you again, friends. Peace and love. See you next time.
Here I am, ready to go again, but don't call it a comeback. That'd be cliche. It's more like a fresh start. Let's call it a clean slate.